The origins of the universe have long been a topic of fascination and inquiry for scientists, philosophers, and religious scholars alike. The Big Bang Theory, which proposes that the universe began as an infinitely small, dense point that rapidly expanded and cooled over billions of years, is currently the most widely accepted scientific explanation for the origins of the universe. This theory is supported by a wealth of observational evidence, including the cosmic microwave background radiation, which is thought to be the afterglow of the Big Bang. Inflation theory is a refinement of the Big Bang theory, which posits that the universe underwent a brief period of exponential expansion in its earliest moments. This theory is supported by a variety of observations, including the observed distribution of galaxies in the universe. However, the scientific explanations of the universe's origins do not exhaust all possible explanations. The Christian origin of life, for example, posits that the universe was created by a divine creator. This perspective has been held by many religious traditions for centuries and is grounded in faith rather than empirical evidence. The relationship between science and religion, particularly when it comes to understanding the origins of the universe, has been a topic of debate for centuries. Some argue that science and religion are incompatible, while others believe that they can coexist and complement each other. While the scientific explanations for the origins of the universe may offer compelling evidence, the question of ultimate origins may be one that requires faith or other non-scientific modes of knowing. Ultimately, the question of the universe's origins is one that continues to fascinate and inspire inquiry from scientists, religious scholars, and individuals seeking to understand our place in the cosmos. The Big Bang Theory is a scientific model that describes the origin of the universe. According to this theory, the universe began as a hot, dense, and infinitely small point known as a singularity, which then rapidly expanded and cooled over time to form the universe we observe today. The Big Bang Theory was first proposed in the 1920s by the Belgian astronomer Georges Lemaitre, who observed that the universe was expanding and theorized that it must have started from a single point. Later, in the 1940s, scientists Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson discovered cosmic microwave background radiation, which provided strong evidence in support of the Big Bang Theory. The basic idea of the Big Bang Theory is that the universe started as a singularity, a point of infinite density and temperature. This singularity then rapidly expanded and cooled, releasing energy in the form of radiation and matter. As the universe cooled, particles began to form and eventually joined together to form the first atoms. Over time, gravity caused matter to clump together, forming galaxies and clusters of galaxies. The expansion of the universe continued, but at a slower rate, and it is still expanding today. One of the key pieces of evidence for the Big Bang Theory is the cosmic microwave background radiation, which is a faint glow of radiation that fills the entire universe. This radiation is thought to be the afterglow of the Big Bang, and it is very uniform and isotropic, meaning it has the same temperature and intensity in all directions. Another piece of evidence is the observed abundance of light elements, such as hydrogen and helium, which is consistent with the predictions of the Big Bang Theory. Overall, the Big Bang Theory provides a compelling explanation for the origin and evolution of the universe. While it is still a subject of ongoing research and debate, it has become a widely accepted scientific model in cosmology.
Is the same intensity in every direction that we look. The universe is just unbelievably uniform on large scales. And that cannot be understood in the conventional Big Bang picture. But inflation explains it very naturally. You start with a very small universe which becomes uniform before inflation, and then inflation just takes over and magnifies this tiny uniform speck to become large enough to include everything that we observe.
So the moment the inflationary period ended, we were together enough to have produced the uniformity that we see today, and that post-inflation period, everything kind of got disconnected and clumpy and all of that, but the conditions for uniformity were already set in the inflation period.
Absolutely, right. That's the picture.
Doing all right, doing all right.
The inflation theory is a scientific model that explains the origin of the universe. It proposes that the universe underwent a period of exponential expansion during the first moments after the Big Bang, which caused it to become much larger in size in a very short amount of time. The inflation theory was first proposed by physicist Alan Guth in the early 1980s as a way to solve some of the problems with the Big Bang theory. The Big Bang theory explains the origin of the universe as a rapid expansion from a single point of infinite density and temperature, but it cannot explain why the universe appears to be so uniform and smooth on large scales. This is known as the horizon problem, and it suggests that there must have been some process that caused the universe to become homogeneous before it expanded. The inflation theory proposes that the universe underwent a period of rapid expansion, driven by a hypothetical field known as the inflaton field. This field had a very high energy density, which caused it to dominate the dynamics of the universe during this period. As a result, the universe expanded at an exponential rate, causing it to become much larger in size in a very short amount of time. During this period of expansion, the inflaton field gradually decayed, releasing its energy and causing the universe to become filled with particles and radiation. This is known as reheating, and it marks the end of the inflationary period. The inflation theory also predicts the existence of cosmic microwave background radiation, which is the afterglow of the Big Bang. This radiation is extremely uniform and isotropic, which is consistent with the predictions of the inflation theory. Overall, the inflation theory provides a compelling explanation for the origin of the universe and many of its observed properties. While it is still a subject of ongoing research and debate, it has become a widely accepted scientific model in cosmology. According to the Christian faith, the world was created by God. The account of creation is described in the book of Genesis, the first book of the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and void, and darkness was over the surface of the deep. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God separated the light from the darkness and called the light day and the darkness night. This was the first day of creation. On the second day, God created the expanse or the sky to separate the waters below from the waters above. On the third day, God gathered the waters under the sky into one place and dry land appeared. God also created plants and vegetation on this day. On the fourth day, God created the sun, moon, and stars to serve as lights in the sky and to mark the seasons and days and years. On the fifth day, God created sea creatures and birds. On the sixth day, God created land animals, including humans. God created humans in His own image and gave them dominion over the earth and all the creatures in it. After completing the creation of the world, God rested on the seventh day, which is why the Sabbath day is observed as a day of rest. This account of creation in the book of Genesis is the basis of the Christian understanding of the origin of the world. Christians believe that God created the world out of nothing, and that the world reflects God's wisdom and power. They also believe that humans have a special place in God's creation, and that they are called to care for and steward the earth and its resources.
Dr. Craig, we've been discussing Big Bang cosmology, and right off the bat, some people of faith and some Christians find this as a threat to their faith in God or to Christianity, that somehow the Big Bang would supplant God. Is that a warranted fear?
I don't think so at all, Kevin. The Big Bang doesn't explain why the universe came into being. It's simply a description of the expansion of the universe from its original point before which nothing existed. So it doesn't itself explain why the universe exists or where it came from. You still need to have a cause of the Big Bang.
In the third edition of your book, Reasonable Faith, you expand a little bit into some of the latest theories in Big Bang cosmology. Some of those things that are coming down the pike right now and theories that are being thought over involve multiple universes, that perhaps we're not the only universe, there may be a bunch more. Mm-hmm. Is that the multiverse theory? Are we correct?
Right. Sometimes this is called the multiverse. Uni means one, as in unicycle, that would be just a one-wheel thing, and universe would be one world. So a multiverse would be a sort of collection of universes. Or sometimes our universe is called a pocket universe, sort of a little section of a much bigger universe. So this has become quite the rage in contemporary cosmological discussion, the notion that we may live in a multiverse and our universe is just one bubble or part of this wider reality.
And it's getting...
Thank you for watching. As we can see, the origins of the universe are still a topic of active research.